Hey guys, welcome back, and I thought this time we will go through and we'll have a quick little guide as to where the best places to farm in. We're only going to be focusing on the first world for this video, so I'll do another one where I focus on the second world. But if we go to chapter 1 in a minute, they've obviously got chapter 1, 2 and all that sort of thing. So we're just going to focus on blank slate chapter 1 for this video and go through where the best places to farm the bosses are, where you can find them, how to get the cards and whatnot. So within the first area, if I zoom out, obviously these are all the areas you can go to, and within all of these, in the first world, you can find the fire lizard, the red dragon, the treantling, the adamantine, the treant, the adamantoise, and the cockatrice. All of these can be found in this area, and I'm going to start off with talking about the wandering bosses. So as you can see on the map, all of these sort of icons here that are floating, like the red bomb, the blue, you've got the green over here, and then at the top you've got two more green ones as well. These wandering bosses can always be found on the map. Anytime you click onto them, you'll see it's the Adamantoise boss here. You go through, fight the boss, and when you win, or when you finish, the boss moves around. So it will start here, and it could end up over here, or it could go over here. They just constantly wander around. So these wandering bosses can be found anywhere. Whenever you beat these bosses, you've got like a 33% chance it won't drop anything, 33% chance it will drop itself, and then the final 33% chance that it will drop the fusion card, which you need for augmentation. If you want to see what cards can be used for augmenting, check out my augmentation video and it will show you there. So these wandering bosses are always moving around, but as well as those, whenever you're fighting a wandering boss, you have a chance of fighting its lesser version. So the red dragon, the treant, and the adamantoise are like the three big bosses, and their underlings are the fire lizard, adamantine, and the treantling. All of these can be found, you have a chance of fighting those whilst you're fighting the big boss, but there's also certain areas on the map that are dedicated just to having these creatures in them. So I'm going to go through those now and quickly show you where they are. So the fire lizard can be found in Warhaven down here. So if I just zoom in on this bottom area here. So the bottom right of the map, you've got Warhaven. This is where the fire lizard can be found. It can also be found in the Runic Temple, just further along from Warhaven. And then we've also got, up top, near the Fork Path, we've got the War God Shrine and the War God Shrine second floor. All of these are specifically for the fire lizard in this first area. Next up we have the treantling. The treantling can always be found at Wormwatch. It can always be found at the Deep Scar. It's also at the Imps Summit. And then finally as well up the top you've got the Artisan's Palace and the Artisan's Palace second floor. At the minute this is showing a cockatrice because this is the wandering boss, but there's guaranteed to be a treantling there when you do this fight as well. And then finally we've got the adamantine, which can be found at Twilight Hill, just here in the middle. It can be found at the Fulzazar Upland, which is just next to it. The Chaos Blight, which is the big teleport one in the middle. It can also be found at the Fork Path, the Tome Keep, and the Tome Keep second floor. So these are all places where you can specifically find these smaller bosses, rather than having to go try to fight the wandering ones to find the small bosses. And then also with the red dragon, as well as it being a wandering boss, if you go back to the Runic Temple where you find the fire lizard, if you go to its basement, there's always a red dragon here as well. That's the only place you can find a wandering boss set on the map without it wandering around. So that's where you can find all of the bosses within this first chapter. What I've done is I've made a map of this first chapter and I've put images of each boss you can find next to each stage. Obviously the wandering bosses are always moving around, but there's a little note on the bottom showing the wandering bosses. So I'm going to put that up. That's at the end of this video. It should be on screen now. And I'm also going to upload that to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of the social medias and stuff. So you can go along, download that, and have that for yourself as a personal guide. And just keep that so you keep track of exactly where those bosses are for when you need to farm those set bosses. I hope this has helped, and I'm going to move on to do chapter 2.